What up, YouTube? I am your host, Mediocre Tutorials and Reviews, back in here with yet one more video, joined by a very special guest. Des, say what up.
Hi, how are you guys?
All right, listen, so we did a video yesterday, the whole Ayesha Curry situation. That was like my initial thoughts. I had Lynn come through and we did, just like an initial thought reaction video. I've had some time to kind of think about it. And I think like there's two sides to every coin. It doesn't mean that both sides or even one side of that coin is correct. I still have my own thoughts and opinions and still want to share that with you guys. But I had Des come through because just to get a different perspective. And I feel like just on our brief conversations of it, it's going to be a perspective that will generate additional conversations. So without further ado, what I wanted to do as well is there's a Shira 7. I've talked about her videos before in the past. I'm not necessarily a proponent, but I took the opportunity to look at her perspective on the video. And at first I wasn't going to click on it because I feel like it was my opposite opinion. But as you guys know, I like to take all information in and then draw my own conclusions, even the other sides of the coin that I don't agree with, as opposed to just seeing it my way or the highway, right? So, but I actually, when I was watching this video, I actually think she had a lot of good points as to why Aisha might be doing this. So I want to play this clip and then we'll come back and talk about it, all right? So without further ado.
That Ayesha Curry, I'm thinking about Alicia Keys. Ayesha Curry was wrong for seeking attention or saying that she wanted the attention of other men because they got married young. She may not have been able to experience other people, other partners prior to marriage, or as many as she'd like to have. And I think just understanding and knowing that they are attracted to her and that she could have them is satisfactory enough, and not having to take it to the next step as to going to cheat. So, exactly. So it will keep her from cheating. Because think about this, if men weren't attracted to her, she would be more liable to cheat because she would have to prove to herself that another man wants her, even if she got to throw it at him. So if she can walk by a group of men and they break their necks looking, she knows she can have all of them. So that's all she needs. If a woman walks past a bunch of men and they laugh and they're not even looking, she's going to do extra and sleep with the first one that offers, because she needs to feel that she can have this person, even though she had to work an extra to get it. But Ayesha Curry just wants the satisfaction of knowing she could have all of them men. So it kind of keeps them from cheating. Hey, I'm back. Yeah. It does. Mm-hmm. But, and I think it also feels like that maybe because her husband is a Pisces too. Like he was born in March. And being a Pisces as a man is not the most masculine of men. So she probably craving some LeBron James and some masculine energy. So that's how she gets it. If you're
Fuck you laughing at?
I'm just laughing. She's goofy. Like
yeah, she's a goof. I think she's goofy because she's definitely recording in her bathroom right now.
Why are you so mad that she's in her bathroom?
Right. Like I'm a little angry at that. I go through great lengths for good production value, and she's over here recording in her bathroom.
She doesn't have all the lighting that you have. She's a beginner.
No, she's doing this for way longer than me.
Oh, okay. Well, let her live.
I'm gonna let her live. Okay, but she's getting into the good points. Let's get back into it.
I think she wants some masculine energy. That's what I think. I think she wants some of that LeBron. I think, I also feel like she should have. I'm serious. And they're high school sweethearts. Yeah. And yeah, so for me, I think she didn't get to go through her whole stage. And I also feel like she probably wants something different. And I also feel like she's so branded in being this good, wholesome wife, homemaker, cooker, that she don't even get hardly any invitations. You know what I mean? If she did want to cheat. So for me, and she know that it will ruin everyone's career as well. But I also feel like getting attention is her way of knowing that she could have had this person. So it's fine. I don't think is anything wrong with seeking attention and wanting attention from other men if your man is not masculine enough for you or it doesn't make you feel feminine enough. That's just human nature. You know, so there was nothing wrong with it. At least she was honest. Okay. And women aren't going to admit this to their husbands. She probably has the issue of talking too much, you know. She had that issue before in the media of talking too much. So, you know, for me, man, she's already worth 16 million, so she really don't need him anymore. But I feel like at least she was honest, and she was saying, you know, I do seek attention from other men. That's why I do what I do. I look the way I look. I try.
So let's pause it right there. So I know that you've seen the clip. I think you've seen it today, right? Like the original Red Table Talks clip.
I didn't see it, but I read it. I didn't like actually watch it, but I like read it, if that makes sense.
Oh, I thought you saw. I thought you.
No, I read it to like know what the conversation is, but I didn't like watch the actual video.
All right. Well, after reading it and then after seeing her comments, I mean, she was talking about a lot of things, but I think what didn't sit well with me in this whole situation, kind of two things, is number one, she did this in an extremely public setting, and I think it's not something like you never want the public to be dragged into your personal life,
right?
And that's the public of you being famous, and that's also the public of your acquaintances. Maybe not like your immediate family, like your confidants, people who you trust with information like that, but it's definitely not something that it should be spread amongst people who are not in your innermost circle that can help you actually get through this situation. And although what kind of probably tripped her up is that her innermost circle, some of them was in that room, but maybe she just forgot about that camera was there. She was a little bit too honest and too authentic in displaying her insecurities and not thinking through the implications on the respect given to her husband, right, and how that was going to affect him and that household. So that really bothered me. But I wanted to get your like initial thoughts on it, as well as talk through some of the things that she was saying, such as she's looking for a more masculine version of Stefan. Yeah,
that's a little off. I understand like the point of it being public. That probably wasn't the best idea. I don't necessarily think, because obviously we're making a video on it. She made a video of it. I'm sure plenty of people are discussing what she's talked about. So now everybody is talking about it. But my first thought about it was I actually have an ex-boyfriend who got married, and he called me one time and he was like, yeah, Des, like I just I feel weird because I'm not getting the attention I once had before I was married. He's like, I used to get hollered at by all these women, and it's like now that I have this ring on my finger, like I want to know that I still got it. And I'm thinking to myself, like, nigga, you married, it don't matter. Like, as long as your wife is showing you that attention. And then he was like, no, but she's not, because now we got the baby. And now it's like she's not showing me. Yeah, so now she's not showing me that attention that I once, you know, craved from her and what I was once so used to from getting from everybody else. And I'm on the phone like, nigga, why you calling me? Because I'm not about to give it to you.
He might have been looking for that attention from you.
But I think I also think he wanted to just, you know, like, you know, have somebody to talk to and maybe see if he was tripping or not. And I think with Aisha, I think it's a little different for her because she's famous, and I think that people hold her up to, you know, such a standard because of that. Like, they respect Curry, they respect her, so they're not gonna hit on her. Like, they know exactly who she is and who she belongs to. So I think because of that, like, you know, that's why she doesn't get hit on, and that's why she's not getting that attention. But in regards to what Sheree, or whatever her name is, said, in regards to the masculinity, I don't know. I mean, we don't know how, like, who's to say just because he's a Pisces or whatever that he's not masculine enough. He's probably just caught up in work, caught up in family stuff, and comfortable, and isn't showing her that, you know, the type of attention she was obviously craving. But I don't think it was necessarily the best idea to put it out.
So I wish that you actually saw the clip. I thought that you did, but I think that what bothered me about the clip is that she didn't say that. She didn't say Stefan is not showing her attention. What she said is that I see the groupie, and I'm paraphrasing, I see the groupies around him, and I don't have that same type of attention around me.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that makes it exponentially more sick than what you're saying. And what you're saying is that her husband doesn't show her enough attention, so she seeks it outside of that.
She wants groupies? Is that what she's saying?
She wants, so like I think what it is her insecurities, and this is, so I've been doing a lot of conversations with people over the last 24 hours, both on Aisha's side as well as on my side, and what the other side is also saying as well is like, and this is all emotions too, so it's hard for me to grasp, is that you don't know what it feels like to go through pregnancy of 3 kids and have your body change and morph, and then maybe you're not feeling as attractive as what you did before. My response to that is, but you signed up for marriage. You did.
Why is that your response though? Like, I mean, okay, I get that part of it, but like, that doesn't mean just because you're married with 3 kids that you still can't be as attractive or looked at as being attractive.
But my thing is that she is, and she probably gets all that validation from Stefan. But the problem that I've had with this entire time is that she's not saying that. She says, I want other people to find me as attractive or in my DMs as much as they find Stefan.
See, okay, so I get that. So like, from my point of view, like, I want attention from my man. And it's possibly because I'm single, so like, I get attention from a lot of people. Like, I'm at the gas station, I'm at the store, like, I'm not trying to like brag, but I'm just like saying for the course of this video, like, I get that attention, and it's kind of like annoying. I'm like, what the? This means nothing. Like, at the end of the day, I'm gonna get in my car after pumping my gas. You didn't pay for it, and I'm not giving you my number. Like, nothing is happening from this moment of you giving me attention or letting me know that I look a certain way.
Let me ask you a quick question based off of that. It's annoying because you get a lot of it. But if it was to stop tomorrow, it
would be weird, right? It would be like, but then also it would be like, well, I hope if it all stopped tomorrow that I got a damn good man at home who's gonna.
Well, but here's the sickness, and I get you. So let's say that was Aisha's situation,
okay,
but prior to getting married, prior to having a fiance, and 10 years ago, she had that same mindset, found herself a great man, and wanted to build an entire life with him. Things had changed since then. Now he makes $40 million a year and has every groupie potentially at his disposal, but chooses not to seek that. Right. So 10 years in, and now you have to deal with your significant other talking about she wants validation from men outside of the marriage. This is why, like, I look at, and I'm a data receiver, right? Like, I'm real conscientious. I take a lot of data points in. This type of situation would scare a person like me from not making that jump, because I'm like, how could you anticipate and think through, man, she gets a lot of validation while she's single or dating in a relationship, but now in order for her to be a good wife, good mother, in this unity, she's taking on a role where dudes are not jumping in her DM and they're showing her respect, right? And everyone's like, oh, you got to get you an Aisha. Like, she's become a certain component of a meme, as, you know, Russell Wilson for women have become, you know, and now she fits this perfect cookie cutter role in the social media, everything's popping, and then she drops this insecurity bomb.
Well, maybe just because she didn't state it, maybe she's implying that Stefan isn't showing her as much as attention. Because that's the only thing I could think of. Like, if I'm not getting it from somewhere else, I damn sure better be getting it at home. And if I'm getting it at home, I'm not complaining if I'm not getting it from somewhere else.
So let me.
So maybe because she didn't state that, like maybe that is still like.
It's in the back of her mind.
Yeah, like in the back of her mind, like she's kind of putting it out there, like FYI, babe, I'm not getting enough attention from you or these niggas. So
well, let's quantify. So here's my logical side coming in. Let me break down for you what she is getting.
break it down.
Let me break down what she is getting. That $40 million that I said.
That ain't nothing. Money is not. I mean, it's something. Okay, I had to take that back. It's a hell of a something, and I mean, fix your face. It's a hell of a something, but it's
Don't
just
you
like.
boot me, motherfucker. you boot me.
I just feel like it's. I don't know. Like it's not just about the money. Like with my.
I wasn't done.
Okay.
Let's continue to quantify, gentlemen. All right. There's the $40 million that he brings home each and every year. He supplies her with what appears to be an extremely strong relationship, one where people in relationships everywhere hashtag relationship goals, and they put pictures of Stefan and Aisha.
Right.
2 or 3 beautiful children. Security. He's providing a foundation. She doesn't have to think about a purchase. Like all of these things. And what do we conclude out of this whole thing? That it doesn't matter.
That she's not getting enough.
Now it doesn't mean she could just want that validation in order to just make sure that she still got it. I don't believe, and there's dudes out there who are gonna disagree with me. I don't think that means that she wants to do something with it, like to cheat.
Oh, I don't think so either.
But it could be the start.
Really?
Because listen, before her DMs were probably dry, like bone desert dry.
And
now that she
thank you for giving me that.
Listen, now that she put it out in the hemisphere, hemisphere,
like it's okay
atmosphere.
It's okay for me to do this. I can send this to you.
Yeah. Now that she put it out into the ether, now it's a possibility. Is this thing on? All right, just make sure. Now she has made it a possibility. One that she clearly stated
that wasn't there.
It wasn't there. It wasn't there before. So I don't know. I've been rambling. I know you were talking about the $40 million, but there's other things that's in there that I think that like it bothers me that still even without that.
I think she's just implying that like to him she's just not getting like okay, like I understand from her point of view, like he has all these groupies. Like I'm trying to put myself on her shoes. Like if I were a mother of 3 kids, a husband to a guy who's bringing home all this money, he has hella groupies, nigga, you better be showing me all the attention in the fucking world. That's all I could think of. Like, you better like make me. He should be making her feel like she shouldn't have to get validation from anybody else, and I feel like that's what she's implying.
So that's what she's implying, and the fact of the matter is that we're not in their house watching.
Yeah, we're not.
So we don't know the answer to that. Exactly. But she never said that.
Right.
What she said was he's getting and he's probably getting validation and attention from women that objectively might be prettier than what she is.
Well, so she doesn't know that these people are out here saying like I want an Aisha. Like she doesn't. Does she not know that? She obviously doesn't know that.
She obviously knows that, but it's not enough. But here's the thing. She has to know that. She has to know that because they tag her.
Right.
Not even just that, but the insecurity also it also stems from, she gets her IG. She has millions of followers that talk about how beautiful that she is in every single post.
Right.
So but I think Shira 7 hit on a point that I want to dive back into. I know we skimmed over it. Is that I think there's a component of she's not getting validation from people that she considers either at or on her level, or on Stefan's level, or the level of the groupie that is hitting up Stefan.
Right. Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So because there is it's validation coming from Stefan, her husband, who's the one. If you get into a marriage, you should not expect validation from anyone else. And I get it's an extreme situation because he is one of the greatest basketball players of all time, and he has all this attention around him. Mm-hmm. But you kind of signed up for it.
Yeah, and to say, and if she's still getting validation in some ways, but just because it's not on the level of which the groupies are with, I don't know. I think that's a little, I don't know.
So you disagree it's a little bit much.
It's a little much. I feel like that should have been a conversation with your homegirls and not in front of the camera. Like, girl, let me tell you, I just feel that type of way. These niggas ain't hitting on me no more.
Right.
And that would have been that. And homegirl would have been like, but look what you got at home. And then she probably was like,
hopefully,
well,
sometimes they don't do
right, that. Right. Some of them be like, well, I got this nigga who's been asking about you.
Right. And that dude you got at home, that nice guy.
Right.
Oh, I got this other dude over here, this young strapping tatted fellow. You know what I mean?
But then we also can't assume that these, celebrities are going to be perfect. So she's obviously not, you know what I mean?
She's human.
I think we all as humans suffer from insecurities, and this just so happens to be one that she put out to the public for everybody to respond to.
It is. So I'm not going to continue to vilify her as much, in my mind at least, as what I've been doing in the past, because I think you brought up a pretty good point in the beginning of this, is that even a dude has done that to you. So is it more of a human condition, this need? And I'm asking you, but I feel like I already know the answer.
Like,
there's certain dudes that need that, but there's other dudes who are not focused on all of the emotions in their life. Like, they are passionate, objective men. They get the job done. They are providers. They're not weak. That don't care. They don't care.
So if you put yourself in her position, like how, like I know it's hard to do so, but like how would you think about that?
So here's the thing. I can never come to a conclusion like Aisha because I am not a woman.
True.
I don't base my decisions emotionally. What she did was an emotional, because it makes no logical sense. I mean, she wasn't complaining about the amount of interaction that Stefan gives her. She has a credit card with an unlimited balance. She has beautiful children. She has this dream that women try to aspire to, but there's still
something
a deep-seated unhappiness. So it's like, how much is enough? What's that Tyrese mean? How much more do you want from me? Like,
I'm at $13,000 a month. What more do you want from me?
It's just human nature. It's like I said, everybody has insecurities, and this just so happens to be one that she put out for everybody to see.
All right. Any other things that you want to hit on, or have we beat this topic into the ground? Like, I feel like I don't need to revisit it. I feel like it's a she made an emotional mistake, and now she has to deal with the consequences. She's all in the
I'm sure she'll end up saying something back though. Like, I feel like when she sees that so many people are responding to this, I feel like she'll be like, well, I didn't mean it like that. I can definitely see that. And the first thing I thought of was my ex calling me, talking about girls don't hit on me no more. And I'm just like, I mean, you're married.
He's married. Yeah, sorry.
That's all I can think of. Like, Aisha, you're married.
Yeah, but before you jump that broom, you have to understand what that all entails.
Especially if you're in the public's eye. Like, it's out of respect that these niggas aren't coming for you. Like, these groupies, they don't give a fuck. Like, they want that money that you got. They don't give a fuck.
They want your life.
They're want your life. They're trying to get in your shoes. They're trying to be in your position. That's the only reason why you don't want niggas like that hitting you up. Those women amount to nothing.
And I guarantee you, the type of dude that at least he purports himself to be, he's going back home. He's like, don't even worry about them. I don't want them. I want you.
I hope he said that.
I jumped this.
What the fuck did you say?
I jumped the broom for you. Well, I honestly, now that he needs to reset.
Yeah.
His
and really,
position
and think about where he's at and where she's at and how to make them get her mind off of that. Because for her to speak on that obviously is on her mind heavily.
She's out of pocket. All right. So just to conclude real quick. You don't think that she's looking for a LeBron like Shira 7?
I don't necessarily think she's looking for anybody more masculine. I think that was a bit much. I feel like she just took that and ran with it. That was a thought and opinion on her own that had nothing to do with anything, and she just went with it.
So on that, I don't think that it's necessarily someone more masculine, but she wants someone on the same, either the quantity that he's getting from the groupies, or as bad of a chick that the groupies that are hitting on him. She wants some like African model to be hitting on her, sliding in her DMs. Like, I don't think it's necessarily tied to masculinity.
But nonetheless, it is the insecurity that they should work on together as a couple.
Absolutely. Go ahead. You been watching those Sarah Lena videos? Yeah, you have.
Here you go.
Yeah, you have. Nice. All right, well, this has been your video. Guys, let me know what you think. Question, comments, concern, leave them down in the description box down below. I know there was some people that was kind of unhappy with my initial reaction to this. I had just saw that video, and I threw on the camera and was just like, yo, let's just talk for a quick second. So I had some time to think about it. I appreciate you and your comments, your story.
Thanks.
You know what I mean? And you jumped on me when I said 40 million. I just want you to know and understand that is in fact a lot of money.
It is.
Like, what you mean it's nothing?
If man have 40 mil.
Yeah. All right. You good? You over there drinking? All right. Until next time, I appreciate y'all. Continue to like, comment, subscribe, share, all of that good stuff. And I do have some big news coming over here within the next couple of days, so do stay tuned. But until then, I bang with y'all, all right? Until next time, YouTube.
I'm gonna just get up.